People are always wondering what else they can be doing every single day in Final Fantasy. There's a ton of things that you can do that reset every day, or there's generally things that you should check up on as much as you can. After looking at every possible thing I could, here are 8 different things that you should check up on every single day in Final Fantasy. Also, if you end up enjoying this video, then you should check up on that subscribe button. So this one is very useful, and I feel like not enough people even do this daily, which is selling items and changing the prices as often as you can. If you have extra items on you, like extra food that you're not going to use, extra materials that you're not going to use, extra equipment that you're not going to use, literally anything that you're not going to use, put it up on the market board and track the price until it sells, because the gil will add up. I've had phases where I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing this, so then I just don't make that much gil, but then when I'm really on top of this, I can make millions of gil per week because of how easy it is to make gil just by selling random items. Like, I was leveling my crafters and gatherers and I would just sell all of my extra stuff, and by doing that, within a week I've already got 1 million gil in there without doing anything special. I'm literally just selling extra garbage that I'm not using, and it's racking up millions of gil. It's kind of broken. So if you're not already doing this, then I would say to start doing it, because it's such an easy way to make gil. And if an item that you put up there is not selling, that probably means that somebody else lowered the price lower than yours, and then people are not buying yours because it's too high. So what you should do is click the item, click adjust price, and look at the little button that shows other people's prices and drop yours a bit lower than the other person's. While you're on the bell, the next thing that you should check up on is your retainers' ventures. If you're going to be logging out for the day, then I would recommend that you send them out on a longer mission, because you're probably not going to be online by the time it's finished, especially if you're done for the whole day and you're not getting on until tomorrow. But if you're going to be on for a few hours, then I would recommend sending them on quick missions, because they give good XP to your retainers and they can actually come back with decent items sometimes. And more often than not, it's better to do this than to not do it, because it's basically free, because you can buy venture tokens from your grand company for like very cheap. And a lot of the time when you do a quick mission, they come back with an item that you can sell to your grand company that you can use to buy more ventures, and then you can just recycle it and then you get free items basically. So make sure that anytime your ventures are done, you refresh them, because it's super useful in the long run. Next, which also has to do with the grand company, you should do supply and provisioning missions as often as you can. It resets every day. All these are basically you turn in an item that they want and then they give you a crazy amount of XP. A lot of the time it's really worth it, especially if you can buy the item off the market board for really cheap. But if you can't do that and you also can't craft it, then I normally just skip it, because I don't want to spend 50k gil or just a ton of time on this. But look through the items, look on the market board, see if any of them are selling for really cheap, and if they are, then that's a ton of free XP for you. More often than not, if you're doing the mining and botany ones, they're really easy to get, so I would recommend doing those to level up your mining and botany really fast. Next is probably the most obvious one on this list, but you should be doing your daily roulettes, whether you are level 90 already or even below it. If you're below level 90, you get a crazy amount of XP, specifically from, I believe, the level roulette, the main scenario roulette, and frontline. I know that frontline gives crazy XP. I love doing that. Even though I don't like PvP, it gives insane XP. Alliance raids gives, I believe, really good XP, but they take a long time. It's like the big raids, and then normal raids are much faster, but they give jack shit XP. Trials also gives terrible XP, so honestly, I don't think they're worth the time, but you also get extra rewards. And if you're level 90, then you get a crazy amount of extremely useful tomestones, so I would recommend doing that as well if you don't have anything else to level up. Next is the MiniACT Pod. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this on my channel, but I'll fly through this. Go to your gold saucer, go up to this guy right here, and do the MiniACT Pod. It resets every single day. You want to get 1, 2, and 3, or 9, 8, and 7 in a line, and those are the 2 best rewards. If you do this every day, trust me, it will add up. This and Fashion Report add up a lot, but Fashion Report is a weekly thing, and today we're talking about daily things. So yeah, you should do this every day. It's really quick, and it's just free MGP for your MGP needs. Next, we have squadron missions, and this is something I just remembered after a year of not doing them, so I'm gonna start doing them daily. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is go into your barracks and then go to your squadron and tell them to do a squadron mission, and they'll get XP and stuff like that by doing it. I know that from this you can get stuff like emotes and a bunch of other stuff, but I've been lazy with it, so maybe I'll update you guys on what you can get from this later, but I'm sure it's worth it, so I would recommend doing it because it doesn't take that long to send them out on a mission. Next up, we have maps, and this one is more so made for people who have their gatherers at like a decently high level. I think about level 80, which doesn't take that long. Gatherers are really easy to level up, but you also need to be in like Shadowbringers, because one map in specific is really good, the glider skin map. If you plan on doing this this alone, because there are maps that are made for like 4 and 8 players. But if you're doing it alone, like I do, then the glider skin map is crazy. All you have to do is once a day, you have to find the right nodes. You can Google what nodes you need, and you continue gathering the nodes and using an ability to reveal hidden items until you find the right map. You gather it, you open the map, you see where it is, and then you have to locate that on your actual map, and then you go there, and then you use the dig ability, and then you clear out the enemies, you open the chest, and you have a chance to get an extremely rare shell leather that sells for like 300k, or if you have crafters leveled up, you can get 3 of them and craft a really expensive glam, and you can get millions. This is by far one of the fastest and most profitable things you can do every day, especially if you get lucky, or you can just sell the map for like 30 to 40k on average. So no matter what, it's a daily like 40k guild for doing nothing really. And finally, we have the Island Sanctuary. So this is, I guess, a content spoiler for people who haven't made it to the end game. So if that's you, then you don't gotta watch this, but it's nothing too crazy. This is just a reminder for people who have the Island Sanctuary to not forget to do it, because there are some good rewards, and sometimes I completely forget. But water your crops, feed your pets, gather the pets, and that's as far as I know what you can do, because I didn't make it that far yet. I just unlocked this like a few weeks ago. Let me know which one of these you didn't know about in the comment section, because I'm unsure what people do and do not know, because sometimes I mention something and then I get comments like, wow, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, I thought everybody knew that. So yeah, hopefully I helped you, and if I did, then please subscribe. Anyways, goodbye.